Alright guys, a jailbroken PS4. A jailbroken PS4. Let's see what the jailbroken PS4 has to offer.
To NordVPN for sponsoring today's video. Game
VPN guys.
backups, cheat engines, emulators, save data modding, and even running Linux. There are so many things you can do with a jailbroken PS4.
Hey. Basically a computer at that point. You know, it does come with a good graphics card and everything.
And I want to show you some cool big things as to why you might want a modded PS4.
And all those patch notes.
Now, in making this video, I'm pretty much assuming the fact that I'll never be able to work with Sony in the future, so I would really appreciate a like.
Get this dude some likes, man. He's risking it. He's risking it, guys. Now, this guy is known as a modder.
So this is my special edition Spider-Man themed PS4 Pro.
Nah, bro.
And this PS4 is special because it's running an exploitable firmware version that lets me run a jailbreak on it. Now, this video is for those people who saw this and thought, oh, I didn't.
Aren't those worth a lot, guys? Guys, if you know how much it's worth, let me know in the comments below.
Jailbreak a PS4. These are starting to become a little hard to hunt down nowadays, and this one was definitely not.
Nah, bro. I wonder how much it costs without the mods on it, though, guys. Dang, bro, so you can't homebrew it or whatever?
So I wanted to share it with you guys. But first, sponsor time. I need to pay for this PS4 somehow. NordVPN is a network tool that helps you encrypt and secure your online data. As someone who spends a lot of time on the internet, I found that people signing into my personal accounts a lot. I don't have to lie. I mean, look at all these login attempts that happen on my Instagram. This happens all the time.
Hey, bro. They hacked my Gmail. They hacked my RuneScape account before, man.
NordVPN encrypts your online traffic.
They hacked
hide
me,
your
bro.
IP address so that way absolutely nobody's able to see it or access any of your data. Not even Nord themselves. Now, everyone knows the trick about being able to use NordVPN to make it look like you're in another country so you can access different shows.
I know, right? Every single YouTuber makes that point.
Movies on Netflix. But did you know that this works on a bunch of other sites too? My favorite is Disney Plus, where if you switch your country to the UK, you have access to a bunch of more Fox shows that aren't available in the US. I never thought it'd see the day where I saw Family Guy on Disney Plus. They have over 5,000 servers across 60 different countries, apps from everything from iPhone, Android,
For real, Family Guy's on Disney Plus, what?
Mac, Windows, all the next-gen consoles, and one account can be used for up to 6 devices. And right now, NordVPN is hooking you guys up with a fantastic deal. Go to nordvpn.com/dammit.jeff to get 73% off a 2-year plan, plus an additional 4 months absolutely free. Click the link in my description to sign up today, and thanks to NordVPN for supporting the channel. Okay, so how do we actually jailbreak this thing? Well, unfortunately, it seems that the majority of people watching this won't be able to mod their own personal PS4.
Dang, bro.
Because Sony tends to be patching exploits almost constantly to make sure that jailbreaks don't happen. And
Dang, they still patch it, guys.
that means you gotta be running a lower firmware version that had an exploit.
They're not even done with the PS5, man. They're not even done with the PS4. They're still
But
patching it. Maybe they're not. Maybe this was uploaded like 1 to 2 years ago, so maybe they're not patching it no more.
wasn't
Though.
patched in time. In this case, the highest jailbreakable firmware right now is 7.55, which was released in August of 2020. So unless you have a PS4 that hasn't been updated or hooked up to the internet within a year, you're pretty much out of luck.
Dang, bro. You gotta like look for an unpatched version, I guess.
But I do have an upcoming video where I show off what a modded Switch looks like, and that is something that a lot more people can do, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video. Okay, but let's say you do happen to have a lower firmware PS4. What now? Well, jailbreaking is really straightforward, honestly, if you have the right firmware. So first and foremost, we do not connect to Sony servers in any way, shape, or form at all. I'll get to why later. A lot of people
Dang, it's the same way as the Switch,
set
guys.
their own DNS settings as to block any redirects to Sony servers or websites. But for the most part, jailbreaking is done through running an exploit on the PS4's
Exploits, bro. It makes me think I'm a hacker or something, right, guys?
built-in browser. There's no coincidence that the PS5 doesn't have one anymore. They just realized it's far too much trouble to maintain it if people are just going to keep trying to break it and break it and break it. So just log on to any hosting site that hosts these payloads. And in terms of payloads, there's usually 2 big ones.
Oh, it actually has a browser, guys. Sure wish the Switch had a browser. I mean, it does, but it's not like a real browser.
Mira and Gold.
Not cool, but like it's pretty. It kind of sucks. You gotta do like some weird trick to get it, and it just doesn't work that well.
Mira tends to have the best success
They should make a browser app for it, and they
Great,
didn't.
but Goldhen seems to be more stable and has features like rest mode. You pick which one you want and just let it do its thing. All these lines of code makes you feel like a real hacker, man, let me tell you. Now, it might fail a lot.
Dang, bro. I can't even do it consistently for some reason.
Sometimes it works on the first try, and sometimes it takes like 3 or 4 times to be successful. But eventually it will go through, and once you see this,
Snap, he did it, guys. He did it. So it is fairly easy, guys. You just had to buy like an unpatched version, I guess. I don't know.
you're done.
Or like I don't know, guys.
Your system is officially jailbroken. Now, once you leave the browser, everything may look the same, but the main reason people jailbreak is because of this. If you go to your settings, you see a brand new option called debug settings. And these are a
Nah, bro. Fully customizable PS4. Let's go. Let's
bunch
go.
of settings that developers usually have access to. Now, you could go and check out the options here, but the majority of your time is going to be spent here in the package installer, which just straight up lets you install whatever you want on your PS4. Homebrew apps, modded update files, straight up full DLC and games. Like, if you happen to
Guys, why is his name Wife Left Me,
have a
guys?
whole ass rip of a PS4 game downloaded off the internet or something, not that I condone that, own your games and everything first.
Yeah, you gotta own them, brother.
You can just
Guys, well, do you think GTA 6 will be on PS4, guys?
put that on an external drive, plug it into your PS4, and just install it. It'll run no problem. Here's me testing that with Sleeping Dogs. This is one of my favorite games back in the day. Not many people talk about this game, and that kind of makes me sad.
Sleeping Dogs,
Alright, so now
by
we
the
have
way. He's chasing like a thing embodied out of fire, man.
pretty much
They should be talking about it.
everything on your PS4. What now? Well, since now you can install whatever you want without any restrictions, I took a look at some homebrew applications that you can download. Here's a homebrew store that I installed. It's just an app that lets you see all the homebrew stuff that other people have made, like standalone emulators and
Yeah, bro, they got GBA and stuff. It's kind of cool, man.
and stuff like that.
Pokemon on the PlayStation. I don't know what that is. Flappy Bird. Oh,
Most notably is the media apps here. Since you need to be
Amber!
logged into PlayStation Network to actually use almost every streaming app on PS4, you can download these modified versions that bypasses that restriction. Now, obviously, you still need a subscription, but hey, no PSN. There's also RetroArch here that you can
snap, bro. Okay. Why don't they have Netflix on it before, though, man?
download, but you guys know how RetroArch works. You know what it does. It's not that crazy. I mean, you can install this on a brand new Xbox today without having to jailbreak it, but
I know, right? Like, what's the point,
hold on,
man?
because I'm going to show you something later in this video that you
Oh, wait. We're all? Oh, snap.
can't do on an Xbox. A quirk of a jailbroken PS4 is that, well, since we're not connecting to Sony servers, we can't update our games safely without risking updating our entire system, which
So, say goodbye to, like, online play and stuff, because they update the game once, you're done for. You can't even connect to the Wi-Fi on it. Like, you're
would break the
screwed.
jailbreak. So, there's an app called Patch Installer that
Oh.
just lets you grab any update version of any game so you can update
Oh, never mind. Okay.
or downgrade as you need. There's also PS4 Explorer, which is just a file explorer for your entire PS4. You can just look through all the files and copy paste whatever you need. And it lets you open an FTP connection so you can remote
Yeah, but what if you accidentally update it? You're gonna be, like, banned, bro.
into your PS4 from a computer. Just drag and drop the files from wherever you need. And Orbis Toolbox, which just gives you a bunch of more information about your PS4. CPU fan speed, clock speed, memory speed, all that stuff, including a bunch of stuff about your game.
That's cool. Like, that should already be on any on the PS4 already, guys.
Games and applications and
Where's the FPS though? I don't see the FPS.
a bunch of other things.
Man, they need to add FPS, right, guys? This thing runs pretty hot though, 80 degrees. That's standard for gaming though.
Okay, a big thing that I was really looking forward to was just playing around with some mod menus and cheats on this thing. So let's talk about that.
Molly.
So you can use a web browser to access literally hundreds of games that all have different cheats and mod menus and all types of stuff. It's
Sorry guys, my dog. My dog attacked my other dog. We gotta run. We gotta watch that back. Hold on.
okay. A big thing that I was really looking forward to was just playing around with
My poor other dog, man.
mod menus.
I don't think it was like anything bad, but she's being
cheats on
mean.
this thing. So let's talk about that. So you can use a web browser to access literally hundreds of games that all have different
Oh snap! Okay, they even got the versions. You can download a previous version if you want.
cheats and mod menus and all types of stuff. It's really as simple as just clicking a switch and enabling it. One of the games I tried out was Uncharted, and I spent like an hour just playing around with the developer menu in there. You can do things like enable demo mode, which just gives you unlimited ammo, God mode, stuff like that.
And I wish the games came with like cheats pre-installed, bro. They really need to.
Ever wanted to see what the game is doing in the background while it's loading? Check it out. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, we do got the frames per second now. There we go. Finally.
I figured it was doing this, but it's just really neat to be able to see this in real time. You can also fly wherever you want, which is just neat to be able to see how the game works and how
Yo.
the developers design the levels and stuff.
Okay,
It's really neat.
What does that mean?
they only like designed the platform for whatever reason. I mean, why would they design more than that?
I just
Mullet.
happen to do a little digging of my own.
Hey, check it out.
Mullet.
That window over there is broken.
1 second, guys. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. My dog is fine. I edited it out where I stood up and stuff. So. We're good, guys. Alright, got the mod menu and cheats.
What we got?
The disc version 1.0 of Last of Us Part 2 has a hidden developer menu built into the code, but it has to be enabled with a trainer. It looks very similar to the Uncharted menu, so I think they just use the same one for all of their games.
Hey, that debug menu, it does look cool. In the top left corner,
Okay, spoiler, in case you haven't beat the
debug menus are for the win. I wish, it would be cool if they included, like, if you 100% the game, you get the debug menu, right, guys?
game already, I'm going to talk about some big spoilers here, so just look away right now. So I used a trainer to look at how to balance areas that I usually wasn't able to see, and it showed off some really interesting things that the designers make in order to make these levels.
Well, that was very good graphics, though. I do like it.
I do okay.
There's a free camera mode, so you can look at any cutscenes from any perspective, and it really shows some neat tricks that developers use that you normally wouldn't be able to see.
Ellie, take out the driver!
Yep, such as, yeah, most games do that, right, guys? Just stops
The
rendering.
cool thing about these cheats
Just stops rendering when it's a little bit too far away. Just like how our vision stops rendering things when it's too far away,
is
right?
that using a payload like WebRTE, you don't have to switch back and forth to enable cheats for the web browser in the game, back and forth, back and forth. You can just do it from your phone. So,
Oh, that's
for
pretty
example,
cool.
you load up PS4trainer.com.
Alright. Get it. A good grade for this, right?
You connect it to your PS4's IP, find the game, and just enable it. And off you go. Here's a million blood echoes on Bloodborne, right off your phone. Go level up your build as much as you want.
Thank goodness, because nobody's trying to grind out that, man.
The best part about these cheats is, and you're not going to believe this, is that it all technically does save to a save data file. So what you can do is take the save on your modded PS4, put it on a flash drive, plug it into your PS5, and it'll just work. It's completely broken. So for example, I load up infinite money and infinite skill points on God of War.
Guys, do you think a game should have, like, cheats? Like a cheat menu? I think it should, man. You can just enter in cheats if you don't even want to play the game.
The path home.
Like, grind it out.
I plug in my flash drive and copy it over. Put it on my PS5.
Who's got a PS5?
And look, a modded save running on my PS5.
What? That's correct, man.
And theoretically, this could be done with any game that has a save file on it. Alright, the next thing that I
Bro is breaking the game, bro. What if you did like online play or something? Oops. Alright, 60 FPS patches.
Now, you might have noticed there's some footage that I used that looked a little bit weird, and there's a reason for that. So some really talented people have made 60 FPS mods for a bunch of different games. The most notable ones are the games that have yet to have a PS5 patch. Now, for all those people that are just like, oh, you can't just switch up 2 lines of code in the game and just suddenly have 60 FPS, I got bad news for you guys.
Dang, bro. Hey, I mean, it should be that easy, right? You're just changing that 30 to a 60, guys. Backspace, then change that 3 to a 6.
That's literally all you have to do. I'm oversimplifying here, but basically you take these 2 lines, Find the lines in a hex editor that you have to replace, copy and paste the new code, save it as an update file, and install it to your game. And you're done. So
Let's go.
games like Uncharted
The Switch does have this as well.
4, which I really wish had a PS5 patch already, can run at an unlocked frame rate, albeit at a lower resolution, say 900p. Now, it doesn't always hit a consistent 60 FPS, but there's no reason a PS5 wouldn't be able to.
Do you think a PS5 will run into
Now
like
this-
the hundreds? Because PS5 has that GDR5, guys. So I think it would be pretty good with the frame rates.
This was a big deal with me. I love Bloodborne, and I can't wait for the upcoming sequel. No, not that one. That one, yeah.
What the heck am I watching, bro?
Anyways, it just sucks because
Is that an actual game? Bloodborne Kart? What is this, Mario Kart? A knockoff?
most Souls games are usually 60 FPS, except for Bloodborne. Well, using a patch made by this guy, we can get it running at a mostly smooth 60 FPS. Now, it's not the best way to play it. I mean, it's running at 720p, and this is on a PS4 Pro, but just getting a taste of what it's like to see Bloodborne run the way it was supposed to be played is just really
Looks almost like Elden Ring, right, guys?
neat. I fell in love with the way it looked, but what do you think? Do you prefer this look, even if it's unstable, or do you prefer a solid, consistent 30 frames? Either way, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to have both on a PS5. Anyways, I just thought this was interesting to see for myself because, you know, from the way that other people talk about it, I used to think there was this massive process and a bunch of coding needed to get it running at 60 frames for next-gen patch, but I guess not. I mean, maybe there's some other reason they don't want to push out updates for these games.
Yeah, they're probably working on the next game, right, guys?
So let's talk emulation. The PS5 kind of dropped the ball on backwards compatibility, if I'm being honest. Only PS4 and PS5 titles. That's it. And
It's literally sad, bro. It has a disc player. Why should
PS4
it?
barely counts in my opinion. PS4 was a little bit better at this. You could buy digital versions of the PS2 and PS1 classics, but the
They're always trying to sell it to us. Even Switch does
list is
this.
so small. I mean, there's only about 55 games for the PS2.
No, right? Like, what the heck?
But
Wait, can it play
I know
PS3?
for sure that in some form or another, Sony does have a PS2 emulator somewhere. Well, using a program called PS2 FPKG, we can take any copy of a PS2 ROM and convert it into a PKG so you can run it using the PS4's built-in emulator.
Oh snap! Oh
It even
snap!
has support for things like multi-disc games. There's options for adding custom
There's always a workaround, right, guys? Let's go.
save data, upscale and widescreen settings,
Come on.
fast forward options, and even a way to bring key bindings to a PS Vita if you want to play this using remote play. Once you pick out all your options, you create the
Good girl,
PKG
mama.
file, load it on a flash drive, and just install it. I tested out a couple games here. First one I wanted to test out was Def Jam Fight for New York. If you didn't play this as a kid, we
I didn't, yo. I didn't. It was probably too violent of a game for me, guys. Not gonna lie. Way too violent of a game.
can't be friends. I'm sorry. But it runs
What?
100% with zero issues at all. And it's crazy to think that this is all running on a PS4. Now,
Hey, I mean, it's less demanding of a game. Bro needs to charge his controller,
I'm not gonna
though.
lie, compatibility is all over the place. It can range from some games running perfectly to
Dang, bro. So it's like hard to even get these games to work, bro. You gotta do like a bunch of work to even get it
some
playable.
having a graphical error or two, or just having a low frame rate, to some just straight up not running
Same with emulators nowadays,
at
though.
all. But personally, I would have been okay with just having the option. But what do you think? Would you be okay with an open PS2 emulator, even if it meant that there's a chance that your favorite games
Percent.
might not work? Or would you prefer the way it is right now, where only certain games can be purchased, but you can guarantee that the games are compatible? Now here's a big one. Using a payload, you can actually run full-fledged Linux on your PS4. Now you're probably thinking to yourself,
What about Windows, though, man?
oh, I've heard of this before, and yeah. Remember that one time Sony let you run Linux on PS3s until they just said, oh, never mind. Only issue is, and you're gonna hate me for this, I could not for the life of me get it to work on my PS4. I tried for a week straight diagnosing everything. I went through different hard drives, kernels.
Hey, bro. He's saying how we can do it, but you can't even get it to run, man.
distros,
What?
trying to figure it out, and it would just not boot. Every time I would try to load into Linux, this is what would happen. It's just very unstable, so I'm just going to borrow Modded Warfare's footage. His guides have been a big help with this video, so definitely go check out his channel if you're interested in modding PS4s. So as far as what you can do with Linux, it's straight up a regular computer that you can do all the computer stuff with, but it can also run
So you can make YouTube videos with your PS4,
things
guys.
like Dolphin, which has a Linux port that works all right on the PS4.
Yikes! It's a little
You can
laggy.
also run Steam on Linux, which, yeah, native
Oh.
Linux ported games will work just fine, but using Steam Proton, you can run native Windows games no problem. And
Not bad, not bad.
yes, you can even run Cemu, which is a straight up Wii U emulator, so you can play Wii U games on your PS4. How's that for meta? Now, in terms of performance, it seems for whatever reason, PS4 Pros somehow have worse performance than just a stock PS4, so hopefully they get that fixed up soon.
Hey, bro, the Pro version.
But this is a really neat feature, and while I wasn't able to try it out myself, I still wanted to show that it was at least possible. Okay, so a lot of you probably have some questions at this point, so let's go over a few of them. Will my account be banned for doing this? No. Since you're not connected to Sony's PlayStation Network, they technically don't care what you do on your own machine, as long as it's not on their servers. Can I still play online with a jailbroken PS4? No. You need the latest PS4 firmware to play
Yeah, not worth it.
online,
Then.
which right now
I'm saying you should even go do this, guys. I don't want to get in trouble
is
either.
8.52. There's just no way around it. And people in the scene have no interest in making jailbreaks with PSN support anyway, so playing online with a jailbroken PS4 is likely never
They don't even want to do that.
going
What?
to happen.
Switch has it. The small OLED Switch modding community has it, where you can switch in between.
Doesn't mean you can't be connected to the internet. So yes, you could still use a browser, you could still use remote play, you could still use Netflix and Hulu with the proper homebrew apps, etc. But you can't exactly hop on a COD match and play with your buddies. Okay,
Not worth it.
is there a jailbreak available for 8.52? No. The latest firmware that has a jailbreak is 7.55 at the time of this video. How long will it take for them to find a jailbreak for 8.52? It's hard to say. Last time there was about a year gap in between the last jailbreak release and the current one. And the reason they're so rare is because Sony actively incentivizes developers to report any exploits that they might find on the system, only disclosing them to the public months after they've already
They better at least be paying them to find the exploits, right,
been
guys?
patched. That's because Sony has a bounty program that'll pay developers if they
What was the talking about,
find
guys?
and report exploits.
Wonder how much they pay.
With some bounties paying as much as $50,000
What?
per exploit.
No, well, you can get rich,
Now,
man.
Sony's paid bounties are public, so you can go see right now how much Sony is paying out. So
$100, $1,000? Wow.
ask yourself, if you were sitting on an exploit that nobody else knew about, would you release it to the public, have devs play around with it, and let it get patched in like 2 days, all for it to be pointless? Or would you snitch and cash out that $15,000 bounty?
Oh my gosh. Websites can run arbitrary code on machines running the PlayStation Now app. Oh my gosh. $3,000 as well? What? $10,000?
that Sony would give you? I think the choice is pretty clear here. Okay, is there
So if you're a hacker, they can try to find the exploits, man. I wonder how much the top earner finding exploits for this and reporting them is making, guys.
any way to downgrade your PS4 to 7.55? No. Well, technically yes. You do have to have backed up a lower firmware update on your PS4. How do you do that? Well, first you make a copy of your internal PS4 drive, usually using a SATA to USB adapter. Then you have to back up your S/0 file, which is done by desoldering the NOR chip inside your PS4, then using an E4 flasher to apply power to the chip to dump the file. Oh, what's that? Oh, you already lost interest? Yeah, okay, let's move on. Is it worth it to buy a PS4 just to jailbreak it? Well, I'll pass that answer on to you guys. Now that you know what's possible with a jailbroken PS4, what with the emulators, modded games and cheat menus, native PS2 package support, running Linux, Steam games, etc. Do you feel like it's worth keeping a PS4 for this? Would you buy a separate PS4 just for tinkering, or would
Nope, never had a PS4.
you keep your old one without updating it in hopes of a new jailbreak? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your guys' responses. Leave a like on the video if you learned something or found this entertaining.
Alright guys, let's look at a few comments. Oh, a new jailbreak for 9.0. Unlock frame rate, 2 lines of code. Oh, that's too long. Broke, found, Crash, Bandicoot in Uncharted. Now you're never out of luck. You can downgrade your PS4. Okay, this is broken. Hey. Can you still play multiplayer? Guys, check out Dang It Jeff in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. I do all my reactions live on Twitch. So if you want to come through, say hi, you're more than welcome. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.